Everybody was kung fu fighting. Hello, friendly people at home. This is Todd with Travel is Fun. We'll be starting in about 12 minutes. My mom is alive and well. She's taking over we got mom so mad one
The water was so clear that day. Last year wasn't that clear.
We went to Manatee's. Don't tell me I'm bad. No, but it's like a constant. Look what you did.
No, I didn't. Like air raid siren kind of thing.
No, not that loud. Just so like it's bothering me a couple days after. And the minute I saw that picture, I'm like, oh. Yeah, but I wondered what it was.
Nobody's mentioned it. I'll ask Dad about it. He doesn't hear so good. He probably didn't hear it. He tunes things out really good, like me. He can't
I
hear.
learned how to do this.
He can't hear a word I say. What's that? Ain't it? That's my daddy.
Did Lori say it's gonna be okay?
Yeah, she's working on it. I don't see a problem.
Carl, Debbie, Barbara.
It's a good start. Okay, I probably deserve
There you go
it.
with the Marina Jacks. 150 foot yacht. And you have the buffet down in Fort Myers, Sarasota.
I forgot to put it on the calendar, so Buffy yelled at me, so now I put it on the calendar.
May
Scared
17th.
of Buffy.
I have left
May
It's a
17th.
Sunday.
No.
9:30. That's just a
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Yes,
Some of this.
It's the day before the lunch one. May 17th, May 18th.
I went a couple of years ago, I got some food in that. Yeah, that's a good one.
I love it. That's why we offered Greg to get it on again. He said, I'll have it in May. And guess what? He did.
And then Pasco is going to do that Hacienda. And that we're gonna use that storage on the Hacienda. And don't forget everything.
But it's always been under
Let's out.
You know, Rowdy was
Fighters?
and then we started laughing. Oh, she
They got one that they come here and do the snake dance. Follow us the show. They get the Alexander That's
Yeah.
You're not my money.
In February, next week is the Marina on Valentine's Day. And then on the 16th is our lunch lunch, and we're going to Duck. I'm gonna look at the race, fantastic.
But last year,
And then we're going on the bar to kiss her. That's the Solomon's Castle. Solomon's Castle. I think it's right up.
Coming here.
Somewhere in Miami. It's South Miami.
Yeah.
5 hours. Silver Spring was going to 8 Silver Spring, 6 days. Since we're up to May.
Here he comes again. Ready? Grover says it's time to start. And then quiet down. Okay, folks at home, we're getting ready to start, so I'm going to try and quiet this rabble down. Wish me luck. All righty, folks, I got 1:30. Grover the Pig says it's time to start if you missed him. If you're wondering why I have a pig in the slideshow, I was doing an Eagle Scout project on Saturday, and my friends that we did the project at have a farm in their backyard. So they bought Grover when he was a little bitty pot-bellied pig, and now he's a 300-pound monster that rampages in their backyard.
I thought Wendy had adopted a new pet.
She would like to. Are they going to cook him? They threatened to for years, but now they're coming up with excuses not to. I asked their son Andrew if they were going to eat Grover and make him into bacon, and he had the most evil smile when he was little. Like, yes, there will be bacon. Anyway, welcome to Travel is Fun Tours. If you don't know me, my name's Todd. Hi, folks. Those are the folks at home inside that camera there. And they're right there. So we're going to tell you a little bit about our company and all the trips we got coming up. We are a family-owned small business. And when I say family-owned, my dad runs us all and tells us what to do. And sometimes he tells me I did something right, but not very often. My sister's over there working hard, and I'll tell you what she's been up to in a little bit. But that is the family business. Wendy was out doing a travel club meeting this morning to give me a morning off, so she got to try it. We are responsive to your needs, aren't we, Buffy?
Yeah. Well, you got a whole bunch of people.
Yes, we do, but you're the ringleader. So yeah, I had forgotten to put a trip on in May, so while I was sitting here, we got that set up. So I'll tell you more about that later. We are fully licensed and insured. That's why we are still standing. After COVID, there's a lot of businesses that went under during COVID. My dad is pretty good at handling money. He's got 40 years of profits. He hasn't paid anybody. And so that's how we can afford to keep running. The bottom line with Travel is Fun. We put on a bunch of tours for you every month. When I have 50 people on the bus, whose phone is ringing? There we go. We put lots of tours on the calendar for you. Some of those tours fill up, and I'll get 50 people on there. We make great money. I'll be honest with you. When I have a bus with 50 people on it, we make real good money.
How much?
Not enough. When I've got 30 people on the bus, we make okay money. When we've got 25, 23, 24 people on the bus, we're just above break even. We do all that work and send somebody out for the day to run the tour, and maybe we make $100 when we do that. In the last year or 2 years, I've had way too many trips that are just at or just above break even. So it looks like we're doing okay because the buses are going out. You guys are happy because there's only 25 people and you don't have to share a seat. But that's not a sustainable business model. So we're trying really hard. And I'll show you some of my tricks I am pulling to try and make sure things work and we can stay in business and keep providing you great tours. So what can you do to help? You can get out there and tell your friends, neighbors, enemies. I don't care. We'll make them sit on the other end of the bus. But tell folks about Travel is Fun. Get them on that bus and help fill some of those seats. That would be the best thing you can do for you and us. Because the more people who are looking at it, the more trips fill up and don't get canceled. Because I know it's annoying when you're looking forward to a trip and I've scheduled it.
Yes, it is.
And then I call you and tell you it's not going to go because we only got 17 people on.
Buy stock and Kleenex.
Yeah. We got over 40 years experience. We're not new to this. My dad's been doing it forever and a day. I've been over here about 20 years, so I'm almost trained, he told me. Someday soon. We use up-to-date modern motor coaches. We ride with March First Class, and we got a great stable of drivers. Mostly we go with a young lady named Brenda. She's really good. And her husband, Kevin. And Carlos, and I'm going to forget somebody. I got a bunch of really good drivers. There comes the bus, and as you know, we do multi-day tours. The multi-day tours go on pastel-colored sheets. If it's a diamond tour, it's going to be on that multicolored sheet there. We do have a couple diamond tours coming up, and I'll point those out when we get to them and tell you about the differences. But we do usually anywhere 1, 2, or 3 multi-day trips in any given month. And those can be anywhere from 2 days, about the record lately is about 21 days. And we go all over the country on some of those. We do day trips, and I try to do 10, 12, 13 day trips a month. And again, we go all over the place. I'm always looking for new things too. A lot of you guys are really good about, when you're looking in the newspaper or watching the news and you see a new place pop up, let me know about it because a lot of these places will make a good bus trip. And I will be happy to put it on the calendar if it works for us.
What about that toothpick place? Did you go inquire about it?
At Mosey?
Yeah.
No, I didn't really look into it,
Okay.
but I haven't done Mosey in a long time. And that's because Mosey is kind of a shadow of what it used to be. They have rented out over half the building to other things. So it's not as much of a museum as it used to be, which is a shame. It was good back in the day. Travel is fun. We have a travel club. Some of you may have noticed when we send out your renewal notices in December, the price did have to go up. So now it is $15 to renew, $18 for new memberships. Didn't go up all that much, but it had to based on the cost of postage and paper and running a copier and all of that stuff, and buying Ollie pizza when she comes to help with the mailing.
Gotta feed the help.
Um,
Can't feed yourself unless you pay.
We, just so you know, notice it says it's optional. You don't have to be in the travel club to go on trips. Eventually, this will probably go away as the internet takes everything over. But for the time being, as long as I have enough people to do a bulk mailing, we'll keep doing the mailing and run the travel club and get that in your mailbox for you each month. Bottom line with travel is fun. The travel is fun experience. We are here to make sure you feel we are very friendly and courteous and informative. And we're going to take you all over the place, teach you things you never knew. Some of them are even true. We want you to be comfortable on the coach, so make sure. If it is summer, don't come on the bus wearing a parka and all your fur coats and 3 hats. You're going to be too hot. Same thing in the winter. If you show up in the winter like Carl with a t-shirt and shorts on and it's snowing out, Carl will be sitting there shivering and crying and telling me the bus is too cold. And I will laugh at him and say, wear clothes next time, Carl.
Right.
Because I'm mean. I like watching Carl cry. Anyway, it's time for Where in the World. Does everybody have one of those little yellow slips? Hold it up. No. If you don't have one like that, Dave and Ollie should bring it over to you. It's $25 off your next trip you take. You don't want to yell out the answer. It is a place travel is fun. It's gone before. If you know the exact name of the place, the address, whatever, put that on your slip, and that's how we're going to break a tie.
Also good.
Make sure and put those cell phones away. I'm looking at some of you people. No cheating and looking at your smartphone, and 1 win per calendar year. Who won last month? Ed. So Ed can still fill in his slip because I have things to give away. Buffy brought presents.
Well, mine was actually from a drawing, not giving the answer.
Was yours the receipt?
Yeah.
Yeah, who got the, where?
I don't think any.
You got Where in the World? Okay, you two, you're out this month. Ed, you're eligible then. Ed, you can win. Okay, you guys ready to see your clue? Here it is.
Yes, please.
I wish I was a
Okay, who yelled out the answer? What part of don't yell out the answer did you not understand? You were just so excited.
I don't know the rules. You were still reading when I got here. And I apologize for that.
What are we gonna do?
She can't hear. Sorry.
You're forgiven.
I didn't hear what you said.
Good. All right. So that's your clue. I'm going to drive on, and we'll put this ugly incident behind us. All right. So the rest of February, here's what's going on. The rest of February, you see, I got red lights, yellow lights, and green lights. If you wanted to go to Brighton and do some bingo, well, you're too late. We had to cancel that. Again, business has changed since before COVID. Now I have to lock in the buses 2 weeks out. If I pay for a bus and I don't have enough people for it to run, I actually will lose money. We actually had that happen for the first time since I've been running things. We actually had a trip where we lost a few people and we ended up losing money because I was stuck with the bus. So, yes. Could you tell?
There were like 12 people on the bus.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
it.
slim.
Yeah.
So, Brighton Casino, yes, ma'am.
There's more information for that new
Yes, there is.
answer. So.
Yes, there is.
when do we hand these out?
Ollie will come collect them when it's time. Ollie will come collect them when it's time. I can continue.
It's been a while.
Okay, Amelia Island is leaving Monday. Dad's got a fairly full bus on that. I think he's in the 40s. If you have an overwhelming urge to go to Amelia Island, come see us at the office after the meeting. We'll try and squeeze you in if you must go. We would love to have you. Valentine's Day on the Calypso Queen. That is out of Clearwater Marina at the WL to the left. That stands for wait list. That means I got a full bus of people going.
Yay!
Wendy's going to be with you. You will have chocolates. We will have little necklaces for you for Valentine's Day.
And she'll probably have some bottles.
Wendy always has something interesting for you. So Wendy's going to run that one. Now, the thing to understand about a waiting list on the trips is we do take that waiting list. If there are cancellations, we will call you and get you one of those seats. So and you don't have to pay anything to be on the waiting list. So it's a free standby list. Doesn't cost you a cent. Helps us do refunds for the people who do cancel late, though. Okay, moving along.
Wait, so Wendy's going without you on Valentine's?
I'll see her that evening. Probably. Unless you guys kidnap her. Hey, she ran away for my birthday last year, so it's only fair. Thursday next week, we got Lunch Bunch. That's going to be at Duff's delicious buffet and smorgasbord up in Clearwater.
Where the D stands for dessert.
Oh, that's a good one. They should steal that from you. Yes, the dessert table at Duff's is, I would put it right up there with the Broadway Palms dessert tables. It's just about that good. What else we got going on? Wendy's working really hard. I think we just tipped over this morning to having just enough people to run this Reningers. So that's shopping with Wendy. If you'd like to see those keep going, support them. Go on them. Get your friends to go. This is over in Mount Dora. And she's going to do a drop-off in Mount Dora. She's going to take the rest of the folks up to Reningers. So you'll have your choice of spending either the day or half the day at Reningers or Mount Dora. Reningers is having their 30th anniversary extravaganza. They've got vendors coming from all over the country, so all kinds of great stuff to go shopping for there. They've got nice food up at Reningers, several nice restaurants up there. They've got fantastic restaurants down in Mount Dora and tea rooms and great shops. Who here has a doggy? If you have a dog, they've got a great dog bakery. You can bring dog home treats, and the dog will forgive you for being gone all day. We got Lake Wales Mardi Gras coming up February 18th, and they actually have been running a Mardi Gras parade there about 30 years, and I just now found out about it. So we're going to get you there in plenty of time to have some good lunch. The parade starts at 3, and if you come back with a whole bundle of beads, I'm not asking any questions. You do what you got to do. February 22nd, Amazing Atlanta. That did get canceled. We didn't have enough people to lock that bus in, so had to let it go. Pop Stroke Putt-Putt Golf. I think I am either at break even or one shy right now. So if you want to go do some putt-putt golf, that's going to be on the 20th down in Sarasota. And it is a new concept in putt-putt golf. It's not like the old-fashioned one. This was designed by Tiger Woods and his team. So it's a very fancy putt-putt golf course. It has a world-class restaurant and bar right there. You can order food and drinks while you're on the course, and they will bring it out to whatever hole you're on. So that could make it much better if you're stuck on a hole. Just order a cocktail and something to eat. It makes life that much better. Men in Black, Friday, February 24th. That's going to be at the Capitol Theater in Clearwater. And this is a nationally known performer. I think his name was Shane Black, if I remember. He is performing as Johnny Cash, and he was actually in the Broadway edition of $1 Million Quartet, performed as Johnny Cash on Broadway for years. We got the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater, February 24th, doing Jersey Boys. That is the story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons growing up in Jersey. And always fantastic desserts there. Monday, February 27th, the Tom Jones concert. I thought you guys would love Tom Jones. Poor Tom Jones. You notice the red light. I don't have nearly If all of you sign up today to go to Tom Jones, we could save Tom Jones. And Wendy, what's that?
Bring your underwear.
Bring your drawers. I understand that this guy's okay with you throwing your unmentionables up on the stage. Then we've got amazing Bartow history to wrap up the month of February. And we're going to go to the L.B. Brown House, a beautiful historic house. Get a great tour there. Lunch at the Broadway Diner and some other good sights and things to see while we are there. So jumping into March, we've got Willie Nelson at the Strawberry Festival. That's the good news. The bad news is Willie Nelson sold out on Monday. So you will not, if you don't already have a ticket to see the show, you will not be in the arena unless you go pay a scalper for a ticket while we're there. But that's the bad news, is that Willie Nelson is sold out. The good news is if you go to the Strawberry Festival, I guarantee you will hear Willie Nelson wherever you are on the grounds. I've been in the bus with the door closed 2 blocks away. You can hear the concert. There's no problem there. If you enjoyed meeting Grover in my slideshow, Grover the pig, you should go to the pig races. That is my favorite event at the Strawberry Festival. They've got a bunch of crazy pigs. They train them to swim and race on a race course. Their prize is Oreos. I would run for Oreos, so I understand that.
And they name them cute names like Britney Spears.
Oh yeah, they got great names for these pigs. If there is one event you go watch, the pig race has got to be it. And they've got great health food for you at the Strawberry Festival. They've got really good things like Krispy Kreme burgers and fried butter and strawberry shortcake. Of course. There you go. Now, your ticket with us, I think it's $69. That's your round trip transportation. Your gate ticket, again, that does not include a ticket to see Willie Nelson, but you will hear him. And usually we do a stop at Hartsdale Farms on the way home, because that is a better place to buy your strawberries than getting them at the Strawberry Festival. The prices are better, and you got a better pick of the strawberries there. March 4th, we're doing Herman's Royal Lipizzans. That's down in Sarasota. And we'll do lunch on your own at the Metro Diner. Really good food there. If you don't know the background of the Lipizzans, they are a special breed of Austrian horse. They're beautiful. They're born black. And as they grow up, they turn into this beautiful snow white. It's the only horse that can be trained to actually get all 4 hooves off the ground. It can jump from a standstill. It's an amazing trick. They tour the country, and they do a beautiful show at all these arenas where the tickets probably start at $70, $80 just to see the show. We're going to take you down there. You're going to go to their training arena. If you want to bring a folding camp chair, that's not a bad idea, because you can sit anywhere you want all the way around the arena. They do have bleachers, but you can probably get a better view if you're in your own chair on your side of the arena. March 5th, we got the St. John's River Ship. I haven't run this one for a while. The reason for that is it's quite far away, and the bus has gotten expensive. We get charged by the mile for that one, and it is a fairly long day, too. But it is a beautiful ride. You're going to go out on the Brenda Lee, out on the St. John's River. They serve a spectacular lunch. You'll cruise up and down the river in that beautiful paddle boat. They've got live entertainment. They describe the wildlife you see out there. You probably will see some gators. You'll see a lot of birds. You may see some deer. You might even see a bear out there. There are bears in that part of the state. There's a scout camp up there where they see a bear every once in a while walk through camp.
Yeah, they told us there were sharks in the water too.
Sharks?
Yeah, one of the girls on the cruise that I went last time, she said there are some sharks, but they're like freshwater shark.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one before. Okay, March 7th, we're going to go to Solomon's Castle, and this is down in Ona, Florida, and it's a fantastic place. You can look at the picture. Look at that. This guy took his house, turned it into a castle. It's all plated in beautiful, shiny sheet metal.
It's the
Where's
tent
your
house.
How many is it? Full?
Is it full? It's not full. It's just a little shy of going, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I just need a couple more for that to turn into a green light, so we're almost there. The food, he's got a lot of incredible artwork. He's one of these guys who dives into junkyards, welds things together, and makes these amazing artworks. and he had a wicked sense of humor. So every art is entitled with a terrible pun. They've got the boat and the moat where you'll have your lunch, and they're going to serve you really good meatloaf and excellent chicken and yellow rice. And it's a great trip. It's a really
Castle,
cool
they said,
place.
was covered with, is it
Printed plates.
printing plates?
Yes.
Yeah, from the, when the newspapers were.
Yep. And if you go on the tour, they will tell you all of that background. Moving along, March 11th, we've got Murders She Wrote. This will be at the Elks Lodge on the Tampa side of Gandy. And they're going to serve you a fantastic meal. They'll have a bar open there and cash bar. And then they're going to perform Murders on the 19th hole, where there's all these folks invested in a golf course. And people start mysteriously dying while you're having your dinner. And you got to figure out who's doing it. It should be a really fun show. It is an evening performance.
Barbara's got it.
Man.
Is that you, Ed?
No.
I'm behaving
Today.
today.
Just today. March 13th, we got the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. We have, I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I wasn't talking,
Oh.
I didn't mean to be talking so loud.
That's okay. Okay, March 13th, we've got the Britain's finest Beatles experience, and that's at the Broadway Palm. Great food, fantastic Beatles performance for you. That does need some attention. I need some sign-ups on that if that's going to make it, because that's kind of light right now. March 16th, my lunch bunch. We are going to go to Cricketer's British Irish pub in Dunedin. Lori put it Irish. It is our pre-St. Patty's Day. It's the day before St. Patty's Day. They will have corned beef on the menu. I called them after the last meeting.
Thank you.
So you can get corned beef. There will be other delicious options like they also put shepherd's pie on the menu for me and fish and chips. So we'll have a good, and I've got treats for you for St. Patrick's Day because my dad is St. Patrick. Yes, ma'am.
There's enough going.
I have not canceled a lunch bunch since June 2020. That is the one I've been able to count on every month.
Just asking.
If you don't sign up early for a lunch bunch, you ain't going.
Yeah. That is a good point.
I need my son there, that's why I'm asking.
Lunch bunch is a
What about March 12th?
I skipped March 12th because we canceled it.
Okay.
That was the second Strawberry Festival. That didn't have many people signed up. So we're going to push you all to go see Willie Nelson or listen to him. March 16th, after lunch bunch, we got the RP Funding Center for On Your Feet, the story of Emilio and Gloria Estefan. And that includes a great buffet dinner there. That is really light. I don't have anybody hardly signed up on that one either. So if that one grabs you, jump on it early. Because again, I've got about a 2-week window where I've got to call go, no go on these. We do welcome you. You know, if you come in 2 days before a trip, you just found out about it, I'm not going to yell at you. I want you to go. That if a lot of people are waiting till 2 days before the trip, those trips aren't going to go because we can't wait that long anymore. We've got March 20th. We've got the Eagles tribute band. One of these nights, they're going to be at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. And again, same fantastic food and seating and dessert bar. And that one's a little light too. Now, this one is selling really good. Nope, I'm sorry. Springtime in Savannah. That's on a wait list.
Hey!
So again,
You scared me.
I'm used to it.
I'm not. That one's paid for.
Oh, you're on there. Good. No, yeah, it's just on a wait list. So nothing wrong. It is going. We've got about 50 people on that one. So hooray for Savannah. It's probably partly because we haven't been there so long. They basically shut the city down for COVID until about the last 6 months, really. They've been a little nutty about it. So again, wait list. If you feel bad you didn't get on it, let us know. We'll add you to the wait list. We might get you a chance. You never know who might cancel.
Still have all that space under the bus, don't you?
Yes.
You can put 5
DOT
or 6 under there.
DOT will not let me put anybody except Ed in the luggage compartment under the bus.
2014 is the last time.
I'm allowed to stock under there.
Egg rolling.
All right, March 26th, we're going to go see the fantastic show, Wicked. That's going to be at the Straz. So it is one of the Broadway touring editions of a show. And it was a huge sensation on Broadway. And this is a story of what happened in the Land of Oz before that rotten kid Dorothy got there and started murdering people and stealing their shoes. What a rotten kid. This is a story of a young woman. She was born with emerald green skin, smart, fiery, misunderstood, and possessing an extraordinary talent. She meets a bubbly blonde who is exceptionally popular. Their initial rivalry turns into the unlikeliest of friendship until the world decides to call one good and the other wicked. So it's a very touching musical. It's got great songs in it. And I've got over 30 people on here. If you want to see Wicked, the theater is selling out quick. The theater's going to lock me out way before March 26th gets here. So I would book it today. If you think you want to go see it, go book it today. Now, the one thing I do have to warn you, it's a theater show. So do theaters refund your tickets once you bought them?
No.
So can I refund your ticket once we buy it? Good, thank God. I have people who look at me, seriously, I'll have a $100 ticket for a show. And they'll look me in the eye and they'll say, well, you're a business. You can just write it off. Refund me.
Didn't work that way.
Well, if you want to run your business right into a hole, that's a good way to do it. Anyway, it's been a while since I talked about the Travel is Fun Tours website. Some of you might not have used the website. Some of you might be terrified of the internet. So I'm here to make it a little less painful for you and tell you about what you can see on our website, how you can use it, and get the most out of it. So that's what the top of the front page looks like when you go to TIFTOURS.com, TIFTours.com. That's the website to go to. There are other Travel is Fun Tours companies out there. There's one in Miami. I think there's one on the West Coast. So if you don't see that bus up at the top of the screen, that's not our page. Always look for the Travel is Fun Tours bus. So, yeah, and then you'll see Pat down below there. You'll notice up at the top, it's got 4 buttons: Home, About Us, Parking and Departures, and Contact Us. So we'll go tab by tab through there and teach you. The top tells you a little bit about the company. Next down below, if you click on Dad, here's the whole page. So you'll have a link here for the white sheet that you're looking at. We'll have links for all the multi-day tours, Lunch Bunch, a place for testimonials. If you want to say something nice about me, more Travel is Fun, send us an email.
That much room.
If you want to write a paragraph or a book about how wonderful Todd is, I will put it on the webpage. Because I edit the webpage, so I can put what I want on there.
That's why Miss Ollie's didn't get on there then.
Miss Ollie's? No, I've had Ollie on there. I've got a nice note from her. I just rotate them. I have a file I keep your comments in, and I change that out every once in a while.
Now, the one I wrote about Miss Ollie. I'm teasing.
You wrote one about Miss Ollie? You're messing with me. You're trying to get me in trouble. All right, so when you get there, you can use those tabs at the top to navigate. You can click on all kinds of stuff. One thing, if you don't know that much about websites, when you're using your mouse and looking around a website, when it's an arrow, that's just pointing at things. When it turns into a finger pointing, that means you're hovering over something that you can click on. So when you see that arrow change into a finger, click there and you'll see what happens. So moving on down, we click on Dad, and oops, I take that back. Click here if you're not here right now, and I know some of you are not, Ed. Or if you missed the Travel Club meeting, and or if you want to relive the last 3 years of Travel Club meetings, you can click this YouTube button right there. That'll take you to my YouTube page, and you can actually look at today's meeting through that camera right there. You can watch, you can participate in what's going on. I got pushed into this when COVID started because I couldn't do any kind of meeting. So I started trying to do them on Facebook Live, which didn't work very good. So now we do YouTube Live. But, if you're out of town, if you're a snowbird and you're missing the meeting and you want to feel like you're here, if you're really slick, you can pull this up on your phone and then you can cast it to your TV, and it'll be life-size in your living room. The next button over is how, if you have a friend and you want to get them on our email list, click there. It'll take you to this page. You just put in their name, their email address, click sign up, and they are on the email list. It's just that easy. And you can also unsubscribe, but when you unsubscribe, it kills me a little inside, and I'm pretty sure a kitten dies somewhere. So don't unsubscribe. Next button over, if you need insurance, right at the top of the page. If you ever need insurance for a trip, click where it says travel insured. That'll take you to this page, and you just go through the steps like you're ordering something on Amazon, and boom, you got insurance. Okay, sliding down, there's Dad with the big arrow pointing at his head. You click on that, you get a copy of the white sheet. Now, you don't get the white sheet you guys are holding. You get the one I'm holding, because I reformat it for the web page to print on 8.5 by 11 paper, because almost none of you probably keep legal size paper next to your printer at home. And so it's 4 sides instead of 2 sides. And what that lets me do is I take the font from, I think, a 8-point font. I usually switch it up to a 10-point font, so mine is easier to read too. So that's the white sheet. If you click further down on one of the trips, then you can get a copy of the trip sheet, and you can print that as well. And those are already on 8.5 by 11. Going down, if you're on Lunch Bunch, I put that on there to save myself some time. Because if you ever try to do a Lunch Bunch, once in a while I'll do a Lunch Bunch and I might have 7 choices, and I've got to call 50 people and explain what's 7 times 50? Who can do math good? So I've got to do 350 choices and explain it 50 times. And so I put it up on the website so you can actually read what the choices are when I call you, and that makes it a little bit easier. Or you can even call the office and tell us what you want once you see it. And then, yeah, down here is a nice place for testimonials. If you like what you saw when you went on a trip, if you think Ollie did a great job handing you your room keys, send me a nice note. Don't tease me like Debbie did. Down below at the bottom, at the footer is on every page. Over here's our email address. If you click on that, that should open your email editor and let you send us an email. Our physical address, our office hours, there's a bus. You can talk about us on Nextdoor. I got a link to our account on Nextdoor. Phone numbers, and this is important down here on the lower right. It says updated, and it's got a date. So if you're one of these folks who checks the website every Monday religiously, or every Friday or whenever, if you look at that date and it's a couple weeks ago, then you know the website has not been updated recently. Generally, it gets updated probably every week or 10 days. Sometimes it can get updated 2 or 3 times in one day. Just depends on how fast things are happening. But at least a couple times a month it gets updated, sometimes a bit more. All right, jumping into April. April, we're going to do a bunch of good stuff. I think. There it is. We're going to start out with Wild Florida. That's over in Keenanville, Florida. How did I do, Barbara? I'm getting better at that.
And you too can have a shirt like this.
There we go.
Awesome.
Buffy is modeling today.
Can't wait.
Did you do that on purpose? We have almost enough already to run Wild Florida. It's a great animal park. We start out taking the bus through the safari. The safari is going to stop over here at the giraffe area where you can get off. You can climb the stairs and you can go feed those giraffes face to face. They'll eat right out of your hand. Then we're going to go over to the zoo part, and it's a beautiful little zoo. It's got nice boardwalks, nice shady trees, and all kinds of different animals for you to visit with. And by visit with, I mean, in some cases, for an extra fee, you can go in the cage and say hi,
Oh, no.
and even come out. I think they charge extra to let you out. You can dine with an alligator. They've got, and there's some nice restaurants over at the park too for you to eat. April 7th, we're doing Misery, based on the Stephen King book and the movie starring James Caan and Kathy Bates. Now, I think I told you guys this before. I have a customer named Kathy Bates. I talked her into going. And so I'm going to let the theater know Kathy Bates is going to be in the audience that night. I'm not telling them which Kathy Bates. I'm not fibbing. But it should be a fun evening. It's going to be a great show. It's one of the smaller theaters at the Straz. If you don't know the story of Misery, in the movie and the book, James Caan plays an author, and he writes kind of romancy, mystery kind of novels. And he's tired of writing about this character. The character's name is Misery. So he kills her off in his last book. Well, some of his fans really didn't like that. He gets in a car accident, and he's stuck in the car. And who do you think finds him? Kathy Bates, his #1 fan, who is tremendously upset about him killing off Misery. So does she call 911? No. Does she call the neighbors for help? No. She's kind of a strong woman. She drags him into her car, unconscious, takes him to the house and chains him up in the bedroom, where she tells him he's going to rewrite the last book and bring Misery back to life. So it's a fun story. If you haven't seen it, Kathy Bates' performance in this is at times a little bit terrifying. Other times it's hysterically funny. So it's going to be a great show, and it's a shorter one. It is an evening performance. It's only 90 minutes, so it's not too long of a night. April 8th, we're going to go up to Silver Springs in Marion County. You're going to get a glass bottom boat ride. They've got manatee viewing up there, plenty of fish, and a lot of wildlife for you to see. It's one of Florida's original theme parks. Some fantastic films were shot up there. Parts of Creature from the Black Lagoon, some of the Tarzan movies. In fact, that's where Florida got a lot of those monkeys to begin with. There were monkeys there, and they were released after filming. After that, we've got Double Wide Texas down at the Off-Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. And I haven't pointed this out yet today. Off-Broadway Palm Dinner Theater has theater seating, like a movie theater. So you eat in a lunchroom kind of like this, and then you go into the theater to see the show. Double Wide Texas is all about the inhabitants of one of the smallest trailer parks in Texas. And they're thrown for a loop when the nearby town of Tougaloo is determined to annex them. What's funny about the show, too, is it's got a cast of dozens and dozens of characters played by, I think, 2 or 3 people. So they change characters as quick as you can keep up. April 13th, we're going to do the famous duck boats up at Johns Pass. Yeah, we're going to do it. We did it back in December with Wendy, but I think people stayed away because they were worried it'd be too cold. April should be a beautiful time of year to get on the duck boat.
But that was fun.
Yeah, it's a good boat, and they're nice people who run it. They're a family business too, so I love supporting family businesses. So you're going to get to go for a great ride. Wendy straightened me out on it because I didn't get to do it. So the boat is actually going to take you down for a drive down the beach, and then they're going to jump in the water and take you for a cruise around the water. But then they come back out at the same spot and drive back to Johns Pass. You do have to go up and down a few steps. There's the steps right there to get in and out of the boat. But other than that, nice relaxing day. Sorry?
I talked to the pirate husband, and I think they've improved their steps. They were pretty rickety the first time I went. But
Yeah.
you're welcome for that recommendation.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
It was fun.
It was fun.
They're good folks. I like the company. They're very nice. I might
They
be,
make them right here in Florida.
I know, we might be riding them in the next Christmas parade with my scouts. Because
Oh,
they were supposed to have another unit go with them, and they no-showed them. So they had an empty duck boat going down the road. Wendy's going to take you shopping at Crate, April 15th for Tax Day, right before Easter. And Crate is up in Wesley Chapel, and it is a new shopping experience. It's got all kinds of shopping venues and restaurants built out of shipping crates, of all things. They've got about 24 different restaurants, food from all over the world for you there. And there is another big shopping center right next to Crate. So she's going to run the bus a couple times during the day and give you a chance to go shopping at the big shopping center too. We've got the ARC Encounter coming up. That will be April 16th to 22nd. And that is the Ark in Kentucky. Somebody was confused about that the other day. This has just about enough to run right now. It's going to be 7 days, 6 nights. It is a diamond tour. So what that does mean is we won't have the hotel list until about a month before the trip. A lot of times diamond tours do have kind of a brutal schedule where they have long days, but 7 days is just about right for the Ark Encounter. So it shouldn't have any ridiculously long days. We're going to get the Ark, of course, which is a replica of Noah's Ark from the Bible, built full scale. This thing will take your breath away. When you see it, when you come around the last hill and you see it off on the horizon, it doesn't look all that big. But then you just keep driving and driving and driving, and you get closer and closer, and you realize this thing could house 100 of the buses you're on. It is ridiculously huge. We're also going to see the Creation Museum, the Cincinnati Museum Center, an OmniMax show, and we're going to have a riverboat ride on the Ohio River.
That is great.
April 20th, my lunch bunch, that's going to be the Anna Maria Oyster Bar in Ellington, down across the Skyway there. And it should be a fantastic meal with those guys, singing happy birthday to the April birthday kids, and right on the water. And the menu looks really good. They were very nice to deal with.
Frog legs?
No frog legs with them this time. April 24th, I've got a 3-day mystery tour.
Yeah, where are we going?
Yes, we are going. The mystery tour, I am just shy of having enough locked in for it to go already. So that's good news. We need a few more for me to finish locking that in. We've got a game plan, about 80% of a game plan for it. So it may shift, things may change a little bit. And if something really incredible comes up the day before, I may shuffle that in, and you'll never know because it's a mystery tour.
I got one question. Can you kind of clarify walking in steps?
On the mystery tour, not a ridiculous amount of walking.
Walking I can
And
handle, but what kind of steps, other than the bus?
yeah,
Bus I can handle.
I don't think I have anything with a ton of steps.
Okay. It kind of give that impression with the itinerary.
Gave which impression?
Um,
That there were a lot of steps?
Let's see.
It's not on that side.
Oh, it's on this one.
Sites and locations.
Sorry?
That just says a bunch of new
There's some
sites and
walking in
locations.
and stairs, but worth every step. It kind of gave the impression that there might be higher steps than what you would normally have on a bus.
No, not a ton of steps on this. Okay, moving along. April 27th. Now, remember how I was talking about making sure we have enough people on the bus for trips not to get canceled? Well, I had a brainstorm. The Broadway Palm is doing 2 shows we wanted to see. They're running them at the same time. So we're going to run one bus, and it's going to go to the Broadway Palm. Some of you will go see Sister Act. Some of you will go see Always a Bridesmaid. Both very good shows, very entertaining, and all one bus. So I get a full bus, hopefully, and everybody who wanted to see either of these shows gets to see their show. Win-win. If you don't know the story of Sister Act, they made a movie out of it years ago with Whoopi Goldberg. It's the story of Dolores, who's a disco diva, and she witnesses a crime. And the cops hide her in the last place anybody would think to look, a convent. She masquerades as a nun, and under the suspicious watch of the Mother Superior, she helps her fellow sisters find their voices as she unexpectedly rediscovers her own. So kind of a fish out of water sort of story, and should be a great time there. And if you would rather go across the hall at the off-Broadway Palm Dinner Theater, you're both going to get the same fantastic buffet and desserts and all that. This one is 4 high school friends that promised to be at each other's weddings no matter what, not realizing they would take over 30 years for the last of them to get married. These Southern Friends for Life would still be making the walk down the aisle to honor that vow. Hop on this merry-go-round for a laugh-out-loud journey with these struggling bridesmaids as they navigate the choppy waters of love and matrimony. Oh. So, 2 fantastic shows. You can compare notes on the ride home and see who had the better time. Also wrapping up April, we found another opportunity to do 2 trips on one bus. So we're going to do the Brooksville Blueberry Festival. It's one of the best festivals in the state. We weren't able to do the Kumquat Festival this year because it happened to be on Gasparilla Saturday, and pretty much every bus within 300 miles was tied up doing Gasparilla. So I had to cancel that, so I looked around for another festival. This is up in Brooksville, in downtown Brooksville, and of course it features a lot of blueberry products, a lot of vendors on the street, entertainment, live entertainment, a lot of other great things. We're going to give you plenty of time to enjoy the festival because we're going to drop you guys off, and at the same time, once you're dropped off for the festival, the rest of them are going to go over to the Golden Corral to get some lunch, and then go see 4 Old Broads on the High Seas at Stage West Theater in Brooksville. And then once they get into the theater and get set up, the bus is going to go back to downtown Brooksville, pick up the fairgoers at their appointed time. We'll go pick up the theater people and head home. So that shouldn't be too much chaos or confusion for anybody. And we'll be there to keep things straight. Make sure you get off at the right place.
Yep, issue colored shirts.
Yes.
All right, a little bit more on the Travel is Fun Tours website. So when you click on About Us, that takes you to the next page. And About Us starts with a little paragraph about the founding of the company. You can read that. And this is what the whole page looks like, the top and the bottom. So there's a bubble here for Travel Club membership, for meetings. Below meetings is gift certificates, a little bit about March and the bus, and a little bit more about the insurance company we deal with. Now, this is where my secret of moving your mouse around and watching for it to turn from an arrow to a pointing finger comes in handy. Because you guys know what an Easter egg is? It's something kind of hidden that you didn't necessarily know was there, that wasn't pointed out to you. Well, if you use your mouse right like that, you can find a couple Easter eggs on this page. And that's all I'm going to tell you about that. So Travel Club membership, if you want to join the Travel Club, if you click on Mabel's name tag there, that will take you to the flyer, and it's updated with the new prices. So if you want somebody to join the Travel Club, print this out for them, have them fill it in, send it in with their $18 check, and they're in the club. Down below that, I tell you about the Travel Club meeting. So I'll be updating that this afternoon. If you want to know the address to the meetings, if you want to see a map to the meeting, there's actually 2 bubbles over here now because we got the meeting here at Big Apple. And in the morning, we had the meeting today at Freedom Square. Now, I will tell you, if you want to come to Freedom Square, they do put out some nice fruit and pastries, no charge. And they do a nice job over there. And it's a little less crowded than this one. So if you don't mind being there at 9:30, I'd love to have you. If you're one downside is it's kind of a big campus and there's not parking immediately next to Ross Camp Auditorium. So if you click on that bubble there, it will pull up a map for you of exactly where to park and where Ross Camp Auditorium is. And it also tells you the dates and times of the next meetings. Below that is gift certificates, and it's just a little information. We do gift certificates. In the old days, before I took over, the gift certificate was just a scrap of paper that somebody wrote on and signed. And that's not a nice gift, so I designed a lovely collectible embossed stamped gift certificate for you, suitable for framing. And I'm proud to give those out when people buy them. Okay. Below that, again, a little information about March and the buses we go on, and then a little information about the travel insurance. Moving down, so yeah, again, if you click on the insurance button there, that'll take you to the website to buy insurance. Okay, jumping into May. May 2nd, we're going to go to Monkey Island. We did this a couple years ago. It is up in Homosassa on the Homosassa River, and there's a restaurant there called the Monkey Bar. And last time I was there, they made really good homemade pizza. The pizza was fantastic.
Ice cream.
And there was ice cream. Oh, salad?
That's salad.
Yeah, they did a great salad. I don't eat salad, so I didn't notice that. But we had a boat ride. We went for a boat ride on the Homosassa, and they took you to Monkey Island. Now, monkeys have lived on that island about 50 years now. It's not the same monkeys. They would be, otherwise you'd see monkeys with walkers. That'd be rough.
Monkeys with walkers.
Yeah. Now, I got to check. I've been trying to get a hold of the guy there. Last time I was there, they were going to rebuild the habitat for the monkeys because it looked a little old and beat up. Now, this is a funny story. When they wanted to refurbish and build the monkey house and make it nicer on the island for the monkeys, the state of Florida now says the monkeys have to have air conditioning. So they have to figure out how to get electricity out to the island and build an air conditioner into the monkey house. So I don't know if the new monkey house is done yet, but they've been working on
Indoor
that.
facilities and running water.
Yeah, and Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's so.
May 3rd, we're going to go to Bach Tower Gardens in Lake Wales. It's one of Florida's original beautiful gardens. It was built by a guy named Edward Bach. He was the publisher of Ladies' Home Journal. You guys used to subscribe to stuff like that and made him a very rich man. He used some of that fortune to build Bach Tower Gardens just for us, for the state of Florida. It's got a carillon bell in the tower. And so usually at 1 and 3 p.m., there will be a performer who will come to the tower and plays the keyboard. The keyboard is called a clavier, and the bells are called carillons. And it's not attached electronically. It's actually a mechanical connection from the keyboard to the bells in the tower. And they play beautiful music for you. And then there are recordings that play like every half hour. If you want to hear the live show, you got 1 and 3. We're going to include a chance to go over to the, it was called Pinewood Estates. It's called El Retiro now. They changed the name of it. But you'll have a chance to tour those buildings. And it includes a very nice lunch. It's a good walking day. You will do some walking there. But they do have golf carts that they will haul people around in. Just flag them down. They'll take you where you want to go.
I'm sorry, what is the El?
El Retiro is an old name they used to call Pinewood Estates. So it's a home on the grounds.
Okay.
When you're there for the holidays, they decorate it for Christmas, and a lot of the local women's clubs decorate different rooms and have a contest to see who decorated the best. So you get a tour of a beautiful home from the early 1900s.
Thank you.
You're welcome. May 4th, we're going back to Snook Haven. Yes, they survived Hurricane Ian. Yes, they fully recovered. They are back in operation. So we're going to go down to Snook Haven, and the Suncoast Banjo Society will be playing a concert for you. I'll have a special request. Since it is May the 4th, also known as Star Wars Day, I'll have to play some Star Wars music. The Cantina Band song sounds good to me. That would sound good on banjo, wouldn't it?
Anything sounds good on the banjo.
That's true. They have great food there. They got beer, wine, all that stuff. There is a nice boat ride you can take on the Mayaca River. You do need to call ahead and book that. We've got the number in the office so we can get you hooked up. May 7th, Suncoast Broadway up in Hudson is going to be doing Escape to Margaritaville. I got any parrot heads in here? Who likes Jimmy Buffett? Come on, everybody likes Jimmy Buffett. That's good music. Escape to Margaritaville. It is a musical built around Jimmy Buffett songs, and it's a story of Tully. He's a part-time bartender, part-time singer, and full-time charmer. He thinks he's got life all figured out until a beautiful tourist steals his heart and makes him question everything, as they do. It's a heartwarming musical featuring both original songs and your most loved Jimmy Buffett classics, including It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, Fins, Volcano, Cheeseburger in Paradise, and many, many more. And they've got a great buffet and cash bar up there, and you will have a lovely, lovely time. I'm sorry?
It's spelled wrong on the frame.
Margaritaville?
It's not G-U-E. It's G-A-R.
You're right. I will fix that. Thank you. Sunday, May 7th to 12th, we've got Myrtle Beach coming up. Myrtle Beach is going to put you at the Beach Cove Resort. And at the Beach Cove Resort, every room is an ocean view room. It's got a lazy river in the bottom of the hotel. And you're going to get a guided city tour of Charleston. You're going to get to go to Brook Green Gardens, and you got 3 fantastic shows included. And if you're lucky, you never know, you might see an F-22 shoot down a Chinese balloon. They got that for extra entertainment this week.
Now, what color's the dot on that one?
What color's the dot on Myrtle Beach? Myrtle Beach is right at break even right now. So that should be green real soon. May 14th, we're going to go to the Hacienda for lunch and a history tour. And that is a historic hotel up in Clearwater. It was,
Newport Richey.
or did I get that wrong? Newport Richey. That's near Clearwater. It's in the same state. But it was purchased by the guys who own the Lakeside Inn in
Mount Dora.
Mount Dora. And they refurbished it over the last couple of years. They're going to provide a great lunch. I've seen the menu. It's a really nice lunch for you. And one of the owners there is going to come and give you a nice history of the building. It was actually called Hollywood East back in the day, so a lot of famous folks have stayed there. And it should be a really interesting day to check out.
Is that the one on Main Street by Madison?
I don't have the address memorized.
Yes.
Is it? Okay. She does.
Yeah.
May 18th, our lunch bunch. We're going back to Ozona Blue. I've had a few folks ask if we were going back there. I got a hold of the manager. She was nice to me, so yes. She didn't make me cry. May 23rd. I heard a lot of you guys getting excited. We're going to go back and see those mini horses of Fallen Pine Farm. And the young lady who runs Fallen Pine Farm, she was so excited when I was talking to her. They have won. They've got the number one, where is it? The number one mare and the number 2 gelding in the World Miniature Horse Association. So you're going to see some mighty fine, tiny little horses. Yeah. She's still running it. Yep.
About 87 or 90.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember her name. It's not coming to me. But it's a beautiful place to visit. We'll have lunch on your own at the Cracker Barrel right there. And just a really nice day. Good time of year to go visit them. There are some nice shady trees on the grounds. So,
The overhead bin?
sorry? Will they fit in the overhead bin? You've been hanging out with Wendy too much. No. And if any of you tries to bring Wendy a mini horse, I will disown you.
I'd bring
There's no way we can go to Deer Hut.
What's that?
I say there's no way we can go to Deer Hut.
Would you like Der Dutchman better?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
How many people would rather Der Dutchman than Cracker Barrel?
Oh, yeah.
Do what?
Okay, it's already priced for lunch on your own. All right, I'll talk to Dad. How about this? I could even do one better. We could give you the option of Der Dutchman or Yoder's. I know some folks have wanted to go to Yoder's, but Yoder's is tough to deal with for a group.
Yeah, they're small.
All right. I will.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are running me ragged.
See, accommodating. Accommodating on the first screen.
Okay. We will make those changes. All right, Wendy's hysterical Tampa tour. She asked me to put this on the calendar, so I did, because I don't like getting beaten up. Here she comes. If you missed that, she's jumping in.
Yellow dress.
She's wearing her nice plaid dress I made just for her. Yep, because she's the professor this time. And she's got a lot of great Tampa history, and she wants to share that with you. We're going to do lunch on your own at Portillo's. So she's going to take you around, show you some sites where famous people lived, died, did weird things. She's going to tell you about how Tampa grew and how it was founded and where the name Tampa came from. May 27th, this is a brand new one. We were debating whether to make this a mystery tour or not. Since it's country music and not everybody is in love with country music, I fell on the side of making it a known tour. I know some people just can't deal with it. It's over in Orlando. It is an evening performance. It includes a great meal including fried chicken, ribs, and all kinds of great sides. They got beer, wine, and all that stuff. And they've got a dance floor, and they've got a fantastic house band. And you're just going to have a blast of a night. It's going to be a really good time. May 29th, we're going down to Miami to visit the elephants. We're going to go to the elephant farm. You don't get to feed the elephants, but you do get to meet them. You get a picture with them, and you get to pat them fondly and tell them they're good elephants. So it's not a real long presentation, but you'll get to visit the grounds and hang out with some elephants for a little bit. I will, if you really want to do more with the elephants, I will try and arrange it so you can do the higher price tour. You would have to pay the difference. The higher price tour is about $90 versus what we're charging on this one. So it'd be $90 plus the price of the tour. And then they have a VIP experience, which is a couple hundred.
How come it says lunch at Sarasota University Council, it says Golden Corral?
Yeah.
Because Lori confused me. It's all Lori's
It's got
fault.
Cracker Barrel on there too.
Yeah, I haven't decided where we're going yet. Yeah, it will be Sarasota University Town Center for the meal on that one. So that's where we will be going. And that'll give you a little shopping time too if you want. Okay, that is the end of May. I've got a little more for you. The Travel is Fun Tours website, when you go to parking and departures, this is probably the most useful part of it, other than looking at the white sheet. If you want to know what time yes, ma'am.
Did you want to mention that May 17th?
Yes, I did. Thank you for reminding me. Due to popular demand, I promised last month to do a Marina Jacks in May. So if you want to pencil it in on your agenda there, we're doing Marina Jacks May 17th, Wednesday the 17th. I think if I remember right, the price was, last time we did that was $79. So it's probably around there. Don't hold me to it. I'll have to double check if they haven't raised the price, because we just added that to the calendar since I got in this room today. And thank you for pointing that out, Miss Buffy. All right, back on track. Going to the website. Let's say you're scheduled to leave on a multi-day tour Sunday morning, and you can't find the piece of scrap of paper that you wrote your departure time on, because you wrote it on a tiny little scrap of paper and threw it on a table with a ton of other things, and you don't know where it is, and the cat ate it.
I scratched it into my toast and ate it.
Yeah, that could be. So what are you to do? It's Saturday night, you can't go to sleep. You can't remember if it was 8:10 or 8:20 or. So you could go to the Travel is Fun website. We post 2 months at a time of departure times on the website. And you can even click on this button here and make your very own printout of the departure times. It looks like that. Put it on the refrigerator. You can keep notes on there. Put a $. I paid for this one. Put a big star next to it. That's what I'm going on. See how cool that works? So that is departure times. That's pretty handy. If you don't know how to get to our departure points, or you're trying to tell a friend, any of you guys ever try to give a friend directions to Tyrone Gardens? I'm pretty sure I've got about 30, 40 customers who are in Key West still looking for the office, because they turn south and they don't ever turn again. We have a Google map for Tyrone and for Seminole here. So if you click on that Google map, it will take you to Google Maps. You can put in your beginning address, click directions, and it will give you turn-by-turn directions to get to Tyrone Gardens and tell you where to park. If you want to know exactly where in the parking lot to park, click on that map. You can print that out too. And it's an aerial photograph kind of map of the shopping center with all the streets around it labeled. And you can see exactly where to park, which is way easier than spending 45 minutes on the phone with somebody who doesn't know where north is. Same thing for Seminole. The map shows you exactly where I want you to go to park. War story. We actually had a couple of ladies, I don't think they've traveled with us for a while, but they came for their first day trip with us. And it was leaving from Tyrone here at 9:30. Well, about 10 o'clock, these two women walked into the office, mad as wet hens, swearing that the bus never came to Tyrone to pick them up. We said, well, where were you? They were sitting on the benches in front of Bell's, facing the store, and the bus pulled in 30 feet behind them, and they never heard or saw anything. Because I know 25 other people got on the bus here in Tyrone Gardens. So that's why we are so careful about trying to make sure you know where to go. Also, we've run into problems with the Seminole Home Depot, where I have had people go to the Home Depot way down by US 19 and sit there waiting. So we give addresses, we give times, we try to be so careful. Yes, Ms. Buffett?
There have been people waiting at the side of that gas station store
Yeah,
by the water pump place.
Yeah.
On that side, and I walk over and, I thought they didn't belong there, and they asked them, are you waiting for the Travelers Fund bus? Yeah, they told us over here. I said, well, okay. I told them to go.
you tell me. I bet you did. You tell me where to go all the time.
They made the bus.
So there's the Tyrone Gardens map. You can see how that works. There's the office, there's Big Lots, there's Chuck E. Cheese, there's where you are right there. And that's where we park, right here and here. Isn't that easy? Again, here's the Google Map page. If you click here where it says directions, you put in your address where you're starting from, it'll tell you turn by turn how to get here. I can't make it much easier than that unless I drive you myself.
That might be.
Contact us, that's the last button there. It's just what it sounds like. This actually has the address to the office. The other page with the map had the office to where the pickup point is. So there's a slight difference here. And then there's a box here where you can send us a message. Just put in your name and email address and phone number and click that. Type your message in and that will send us an email if you don't want to use your regular email server. Okay. And yep, that's how that goes. All right, a couple more things to show you. We're going to go see Footloose at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. That's your birthday? Well, then you got to go. Kevin Bacon would be very disappointed in you if you don't. And fantastic show. You remember the original movie, Kevin Bacon, and one of my favorite actors, John Lithgow, plays the pastor in the small town. Kevin Bacon moves from Chicago to this little town where the church kind of has a hold on things and there's no dancing allowed. And the kids kind of stage a rebellion and get the whole town dancing. And it's got a fantastic Kenny Loggins song, Footloose. July 10th, we're going to see one of my favorite musicals in the whole world at the Oslo Theater. What's that?
You said July 10th.
June 10th, I'm sorry, thank you. I got 2 out of 3 letters. Ed, what do you want? June 10th, we're going to go see Man of La Mancha at the Broadway Palm. And that's one of those 60s musicals that will live forever. In my book, Man of La Mancha, The Music Man, and Camelot are probably 3 of the best musicals ever made. And I could watch them over and over. If you don't know the story, it's based on one of the first novels ever written before Cervantes wrote Don Quixote de la Mancha. Fiction and novels wasn't really an art form. He was the first guy who wrote an actual novel. Before that, books were based on the Bible or how to plant your crops, things like that. So he actually wrote the first fictional novel. And it's based on a lot of Cervantes' true life. If you don't know Miguel Cervantes, he lived a very, very bizarre life. He actually spent some time in prison for being a tax collector. And the king thought he was pilfering some of the taxes. So while he was in prison, he dreamed up Don Quixote de la Mancha. And it's the story of a man from a wealthy family. And he starts to go a little cuckoo and starts to think that he is a knight errant and that he's going to ride the country and protect people who deserve protecting and fight evil. And it's really actually a beautiful, beautiful story. It's got a fantastic song in it, To Dream the Impossible Dream, which if you listen to the lyrics of that song, it is very touching. So it is on the Ringling Museum grounds, actually. It's a historical theater. Isn't that a beautiful theater? What a gorgeous stage. even if you were seeing, Pee Wee Herman on that stage, it would be great. Actually, Pee Wee's from right there. Okay, a couple other things. June 10th to 18th, we've got the Branch Show Experience. That is another diamond tour, and you got 6 great shows on that one, 14 meals. And since, yes, I know you guys are going to ask me, that one is almost up to lock in with Diamond, which means we're around 30. Diamond doesn't want us to run a tour with less than 30. So we're at 29, so that's almost a go already. This is brand new. I just cooked this one up. I am so excited. We're going to do New Orleans for the 4th of July. I've been racking my brain. So 4th of July in New Orleans, yes, it'll be warm out there, but they've got air conditioning. They got 7 meals included, all your breakfasts, 1 lunch, 2 dinners. We're going to 1 night at the Mobile Drury on the way there, 1 night at the Mariana Comfort Suites on the way home. For our 4th of July fireworks, this should get you guys all in a seat all by itself. The day we arrive in New Orleans, we're going to give you lunchtime in the market. We're going to have a step-on guide who's going to drive us around New Orleans, point all the sites out, point out. I asked her to make sure she covers favorite restaurants and shops so you know where to go. We'll go check into the hotel. I'll tell you a little more about the hotel in a minute. After that, we're going to go get on the Creole Queen for a dinner cruise on the Mississippi. And they actually have 2 fireworks barges going off at the same time on different ends of the river from us. So you'll have fireworks all around you. You're not going to have to fight a crowd to see the fireworks. They're going to be all around you. And then we're going to take you back to the hotel and get you tucked in, get you a good night's rest. The second day in New Orleans, a lot of times we really program these things hard, where we run you from a museum to the Mardi Gras world, to this, to that, and you don't have any free time. Well, New Orleans has so much to offer and so many different things you can see. We're going to give you a full free day. So our hotel after breakfast is right on the trolley line. You can go west on the trolley line over to the Audubon Park or the zoo over there. You can go east on the trolley line over to the French Quarter and anywhere in between. They've got the World War II Museum there. They've got an unbelievable number of shops and restaurants and fantastic things to see. If you're on the trip, I'll give you some hints on where to go and who not to talk to. Because some of the guys on the street are kind of tricky and funny. They've got a U.S. Mint there. I've had folks ask me for years for the U.S. Mint. If you want the Mint, you've got all day to get there and back. So it's going to be a fantastic trip. My one downside, the hotel, it's a popular hotel. They've got a pretty tight contract on me as far as deposits and getting those rooms locked in. So if you're thinking about this one, please think quickly, get yourself on the list, get a deposit in. We need you on there as quick as we can so we can get that hotel locked in. We are staying at the St. Charles Inn on St. Charles. Yeah, it is an older hotel. It is a smaller hotel. It's only got about 40 rooms. And if I fill up this bus, I'm taking up 30 of their rooms. So they don't want me, that's why they're being careful. They don't want me to tell them I'm taking 30 rooms and then all of a sudden have 5 rooms. Because that would ruin their 4th of July week. So again, book it early, get on there, get locked in. I have a hunch we're going to sell out the bus on this. So get your foot in that door right away.
So you can't do single rooms though?
What's that?
So you can't do single rooms?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do single rooms. No, you can have a single. I've got a singles price on there.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, so that is New Orleans. We got flyers for it back there. Grab one. Think about it. Get on that list. Holidays. What is today? Today is one I don't usually get to do Travel Club on a real holiday. Today is actually Boy Scouts' birthday.
Yay!
February 8th, 1910, Congress gave a charter to the Boy Scouts of America to be the youth organization that represents youth in America. So I got to pick up some cupcakes for tonight for my scouts. Today is Laugh and Get Rich Day. So everybody laugh. Okay, now you should be rich. It's National Kite Flying Day. It's National Molasses Bar Day. It is Opera Day. It is Propose Day. So, all right, Terry.
Wait, but
Oh,
he needs the next one first.
yes. Scotch Day. Get him Scotch so he's got some courage.
And then Barbara,
And then for Barbara, it's Dump Your Significant Jerk Day.
We've been there, done that.
I'm not sure who put those on the same day. Somebody's got a wicked sense of humor. All right. Rumor mill, what's coming up? Dad has been slaving away, working on his Best of the West. Hopefully before September, he's got it done. We're working on it. We're working on a Florida panhandle. I've got folks who've asked for a lot of things that are up that way. There is a wolf preserve. There's another elephant preserve up there. The Florida Caverns is up there, the state capitol. Eglin Air Force Base has some things to see. So we may do that. I'm waiting to hear back from the folks at the Luau, and I may throw a Kennedy Space Center in Luau in over the summer. We did that Luau last August. It was outdoors, but it wasn't that bad. They have a pavilion it's under, and they had all kinds of misting fans around there. So it was a little warm when it started, but after the sun started to go down, it was nice. And the food was really good, and the dancers were amazing. Good entertainment. Okay, who has questions? Yes, ma'am.
I'm fairly new to this.
We know.
Give us the itinerary of an older mystery trip.
An older mystery trip.
Right, I'm not asking for this one.
Okay. Well, one I did 2 years ago. We went, it was on the east coast of Florida mostly. We went to, we did a tour of Cocoa Beach. I got a step-on guide who grew up there, and she told us all about the seedy things that went on in Cocoa Beach between the astronauts and the astronaut cookies. That's what the girls were called, the astronauts chased. We had a fantastic lunch at the port over there. We visited, okay, you're going to groan at this one because they all did on the bus. But we went to Daytona International Speedway for a tour. And yeah, half the bus went, ugh, when we pulled up. They were fans by the time we left because our tour guide there was spectacular. We also visited the Bob Ross Museum and Studio. And Bob Ross has, of course, passed away a long time ago. But the people who run the studio teach the Bob Ross technique. And they are also instructors who certify people to go out and be instructors. So we actually have a painting that Wendy decided we had to buy. And I'm still waiting for her to get that framed. But someday.
I wasn't
Is it
there, so
dry
I
yet?
didn't see that.
What's that?
Is it dry yet?
God, I hope so. And then we did an eco tour on a boat ride. I think that's most of what we did.
Didn't we do Kennedy?
Yeah,
We did not do Kennedy Space Center, that one.
Went on a mystery tour to
we
Atlanta.
went to New Smyrna Beach.
Oh, yeah, what was that house?
That
Oh,
was,
Yeah.
not Flag, was it Flagler? Not
No.
Flagler.
It began with a C.
There was a mansion we went to
Yeah.
from one of the guys who,
that was in Ormond Beach, I think that.
yeah, that's right. And Wendy tried to steal wine out of the cooler there. So we had fun. We had a good time. Some of my ground rules for a mystery tour, it should be things we haven't done before, or it's been so long since we did it that none of you guys were with us back then. It should be something that generally appeals to most of the folks on the bus. And, if there's going to be a lot of walking or physical activity on it, we try to put those clues in the write-up so that, you don't get on a hiking tour and have a bad time.
Thank you.
Just ask how
Yes,
many
ma'am.
people ever went on the mystery tour and complained about it.
None.
Right, correct.
So that's the answer to the question.
You ready? Okay, you guys ready to see where in the world?
Yep.
All right.
You can look at these, everybody's got something.
Okay. I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay,
Okay, we have a lot of good answers.
wait a minute, read that. Okay,
Sorry.
it's okay. Just want to be sure. I don't want somebody saying.
All right, you guys ready to see the answer?
Yes.
Now that I have judged your answers and graded them? All right, here we go. Oh, by the way, next month's meeting, back here, March 8th. Remember to tip your servers. They worked hard. And here's your answer, Lafayette Cemetery, #1 in New Orleans. Where's Sandy Fiantago go? Sandy?
Yeah.
You win.
I can't win,
Why can't you win?
because I looked it up on my phone.
You cheated? Oh. Let's take a vote. Should we give it to her anyway? No? Wow. Harsh. Now we gotta look back through the answers. Holly threw them in there. I know I did. Oh, no. Okay, I am gonna do a drawing, because there's 5 of them that have a pretty good answer. Pretty good answer, but none of them was quite as perfect as Sandy's. Sandy's. Man, you're a good scout, though. Did you pick one?
A cheater, but a good scout.
All right. No, I can't give that one. That doesn't belong in there.
Now we got
That was the
4.
wrong answer. All right. All right. That one's going to go to young Miss Buffy Doucette today.
Wow.
Buffy did have New Orleans, and Grover says I'm done.
Thank you, Grover.
Oh, wait, we have some more things to give away. Hold on. I'm going to start with Buffy. Buffy has brought us some goodies. You're going to get a whole bag of nougat and chocolate. What do they call it? Isn't that called the Milky Way?
I don't know. It's on sale.
Mars bar.
Mars bar?
If it's on sale, it's for you.
How about Debbie Gregory?
Oh, my word. Just what I need.
Good catch. All right. Let's see. What do we give away next? Here's a nice packet of these rich, dark chocolate bars. 5 of those. If I had 4 friends, it would be good if I won. Where's Sherry Presley? Can you catch?
I can try.
Oh.
Didn't
I
work.
guess you can.
It's all wrapped in these.
All right. I'm going to give away 2 of Wendy's bottles of booze. I'll save one for next time. I've got a skinny margarita and a ruby red margarita. So whoever
I had a
goes.
nice enough throw those.
Where's Debbie Craven?
Hey!
Ready, Debbie? Yeah. Let's see you say that if I pull your name out. Where's Rhoda Piatkowski? Should I pull another one? All right. We'll keep going. I don't either.
I don't either.
Where's Tom Pursley? Why'd you do that, Tom? I guess Tom and Debbie are going to have a party.
They worked together 40 years ago, right?
Thank you guys so much for coming. Yes, ma'am.
By the way, the name is Casements in Autumn Beach.
Casements. And who owned it? You don't remember. It was a famous guy. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. Ollie will take reservations and checks. If you have questions, I'm up here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Is that your first time coming? 4th time. You came back? Wow. I appreciate it.
We saw some land way down River Bank. Lady Sander thought it was there.
This is my new shower.
Yeah, halfway between.
Is that the master? Yes.
That's gonna be the gift shop.
Oh, I'm sorry.